Hello dear students, welcome back to Vishnu IAS Academy. Welcome to today's discussion of Now You Are Today, dated 26th July 2024, Friday. Dear students, today we are going to discuss few important articles which have appeared in today's Hindu newspaper. These articles will have relevance for your UPSC Civil Services examination for both prelims and mains, and I will be telling you how to exactly you can expect a question from prelims and how can you use this particular information, data, report, whichever are coming in today's newspaper in your mains examination too. So the first article that we have to discuss today is regarding a very important article which will have some relevance on the constitution articles. So we have to see which article it will have some impact. So the article talks about states have unlimited right to tax mineral rich land. So on a quick we will try to understand what is the exact issue, why this particular observation was made by the Supreme Court, Honorable Judge of Supreme Court. So a 9-judge bench, a constitution bench, it was led by our Honorable Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. So he said, he has told, the opinion has come up, the majority discussion has come up that the parliament cannot restrict the state legislatures from taxing the mineral bearing lands and quarries. Okay, and there is an article which have been mentioned here. That article is Article 246. So we have to see what is exactly the Article 246, and also there is Entry 49 of the state list. So Article 246 and Entry 49 of the state list, as such Schedule 7, we can say this is important for you because this particular article have come, and also this differences of opinion between the state and center with regard to devolution of finance. So this is such a kind of which will have some impact on the federalism also, fiscal federalism also. So this judgment is emphasizing the importance of fiscal federalism. Okay, so let's see what is the exact thing you should get from this article, that is regarding Article 246 and Entry 49. So Article 246, what it talks about, distribution of legislative powers between the union and state. So this article you should remember, Article 246 and Entry 49 and also Entry 40. So Entry 49 is talking about the states, they can tax land including mineral bearing lands etc. That is talked in the Entry 49. Where in Entry 50 it is talking about parliament can impose limitations on taxes on mineral rights. So dear students, from this article you should understand this Article 246 of the constitution. It is between the legislative powers between the union and state. So this article was discussed during the judgment, during the observation made by the constitutional bench head by the Chief Justice. Okay, so from this article these are the important things, Article 246 and also Entry 49 and 50. Okay, Entry 49 and 50. And there is also one act that have been mentioned, that is Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act. So you can expect a question from that act also in the mains. Okay, the next article is do not intrude into foreign affairs. Ministry of External Affairs tells state. Okay, now let's see what is the issue all about, why this comment have come from the government. So basically the Kerala government has appointed one IAS officer in charge of external cooperation. Okay, the external cooperation, they have appointed an IAS officer into it. So the Ministry of External Affairs have come up with, and they reminded the state governments that see, the foreign affairs are solely, it will fall under the union government's jurisdiction only, and it is outlined in the constitution too. So the spokesperson of the government has come up, it reminded the state governments. Okay, now if it is said in this way, then we have to see which part of the constitution that have been put as a backup by the spokesperson to say that this foreign relationship, foreign affairs will come under. That is, see, the 7th schedule. Okay, the 7th schedule, the Ministry of External Affairs has emphasized, according to 7th schedule, list 1, item 10 of the constitution, it says that all matters related to foreign affairs are the prerogative of the union government. Okay, so whenever there is a debate over this kind of areas where there is an existing constitutional advice, like through the articles or any some kind of judgments, whatever, you have to take care of it, because you can write it in your mains, and here you can expect a question in prelims also. Why? Because the 7th schedule, list 1, item 10, which talks about the foreign, what all matters, the foreign affairs matters that are prerogative of the union government, that have been mentioned in the item 10, list 1 of the 7th schedule. Okay, so now let's see the constitutional reference also with regard to this particular news. That is, I have already mentioned the 7th schedule. Okay, 7th schedule is talking about the list. In that 7th schedule, see, it is categorically saying, it is specifically mentioned that foreign matters and all related matters related to the foreign affairs are under the union government. So the MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, has warned the state that, see, acts such as the Kerala did, appointing an IAS officer for this external corporation. So this is something that you should not do. It is not under your domain. So that is the observation. So here, from the constitutional perspective, you should know the 7th schedule and also the list 1. Okay, the list 1. Okay, so the next article is regarding the geo-calculus of the Moscow visit. Dear students, a couple of days ago we discussed about the same thing. See, the importance of reading newspaper, the benefit of reading newspaper is this only, that, see, the one topic, the most important topic will be repeated multiple times, and that will be discussed from multiple dimensions. So this is something that makes the newspaper reader, he will have an edge over others. Why? Because when he is reading the newspaper every day, that the same content, the same topic, which is the most important topic in that particular month or week, it will be repeated multiple times, and that will be automatically it will be into his core of his heart, so that he can recall it, he can reproduce it in his examination. So mains examination is coming. So dear mains writing students, for you also, I am thinking of you whenever I am making the content. I am taking you also into consideration. So please follow this initiative. So here what we have to see is the something that the article is talking is about the freedom of choice in the foreign policy. See, America criticized India for paying visit to Russia. Is not just paying visit to Russia, but we have not even condemned the act of the Russia upon Ukraine. So that was the criticism that US put forward. Now here, see, India asserted its freedom of choice in foreign policy. We know how India's foreign policy evolved over a period of time, from the non-alignment movement. Okay, from non-alignment movement, then right now we are actually leading. Now we are also becoming a major stakeholder in deciding and discussing upon the major important foreign or global matters or global policies. Okay, so this is something. Now let's go into the basics, that is how the India-Russia bilateral relationship, we have to see through the prism of strategic partnership, how the leadership level engagements have happened. So first, with the strategic partnership, see, in 2010, we have elevated a special and privileged strategic partnership with Russia. And what about the leadership level engagement? See, annual summit we have conducting with Russia, the President of Russia and the Prime Minister of India, and 21 such annual summits have happened so far. And at the same time, we are having ministerial engagements also, and intergovernmental commissions also, and also, see, most importantly, the trade and economic relationship with Russia, which is most important. See, we are having a trade deficit with Russia, that we should understand. Okay, we are having a target, the bilateral trade target is $30 billion by 2025, exceeded with trade reaching $65.70 billion in financial year 23-24. But this is not in favor of India. We are having a trade deficit with Russia, and you should know the key export and import items going to Russia and coming from India. The items which are going to Russia, or the key exports from India, includes pharmaceutical, organic chemicals, electrical machinery and mechanical appliances, where the imports from Russia mostly is from oil, petroleum products, fertilizers, mineral resources and precious stones. And talking about the defense, and Security Corporation. You might be well knowing that CS400, T90 tanks, Su-30 MKI production, and also the most importantly the BrahMos missile. So dear students, how you can use this content? This content, see, whenever you are getting a question on India-Russia relationship, you can write all these points wherever it can be included. Okay, so we have defense relationship, we have bilateral, we have the trade relationship we have already discussed. Now we are having some parliamentary cooperation also. Okay, Inter-Parliamentary Commission is facilitating for parliamentary cooperation, and you know the cultural cooperation, then also that is science and technology cooperation. We have already discussed that a Kudangulam nuclear project. We have only went or got the assistance. We took the assistance of a foreign country, that is only for one and the only nuclear plant, that was in Kudangulam, and that was from Russia. Okay. And the education, when we are talking about, see, a lot of Indian students are studying in Russia, and the cultural cooperation, see, the bilateral tourism we are promoting, each other, people to people ties we have established, and also Indian leaders, many Indian leaders, many dignitaries have conferred with Russia's state awards to. Even our Prime Minister has also received such recognition. So in all the ways, politically, economically, culture, education, science and technology, especially defense and security cooperation, we are having a long-standing tie with Russia. So that is why when America criticized, USA criticized India for having this visit, for paying this visit, we took it, we said it that this is our strategic autonomy. Okay, now let's see, move into the next article. Karnataka bill is a symptom of a larger problem. Again, this Karnataka bill is widely discussed since a longer time, and see, we have to we can have a quick look into what is the bill about. You know, it's a reservation bill for the locals in the private sector. Now, there are both positive and negative arguments, for and against arguments coming with regard to, and see, one such, there are both concerns have to be addressed. The first thing is that, see, we are having a rapid economic growth, but the high-end services-led model has failed to create enough jobs. This is the first thing you should understand. The second thing, see, why, but even though that is the case, but if we are putting domicile requirements as the requirement for job, then we are actually the constitutional principle of the freedom of movement is being violated. Okay, and industry's preference for migrant workers, actually they prefer the migrant workers. Also there is also a concern. Why? Because they have to pay very minimal amount to these migrant workers, where if they are hiring the local people, then they have to pay more. Okay, so this is happening in the private sector too. So the government is telling, in order to prevent this tendency only, we are coming up with this kind of reservation. Okay, so this is the for and against argument with regard to the Karnataka bill. The next article we have to see, the article is telling Jaishankar pushes for urgency in resolving standoff at LAC. Now we have to see two things. We have to see the most, as we discussed with Russia, we have to see the relationship between India and China too. Okay, see, the history can be traced back to 1950 April 1, where when India became the first non-socialist bloc country to establish diplomatic relationship with China. Okay, this is very important. Why? Because this shows how much we had the ties, how much the depth of the relationship we were having with China. So we were the first non-socialist bloc country to which established a diplomatic relationship with the Republic of China. Talking about the economic ties, see, by 2022 we have reached a $100 billion trade with China. Talking about the cultural part with regard to China, see, even in China, they are having a yoga college in China, which shows that culturally also we are interconnected. And talking about the education exchange program, which was launched in 2006, it is awarding scholarship to 25 students from both the countries. Each other they are providing, and the cultural exchange is happening. And there are some informal summits have also taken place in hometown diplomacy. That is something called between China and Wuhan. Hometown diplomacy, you have to write this particular term, hometown diplomacy, whenever you are getting a question on India-China relationship. Okay, so this is about India-China relationship. From the article we discussed about how economically, culturally, how education-wise, how we are connected to Russia, and also we have told the history long back 1950, just 4 years after our independence. On April 1st, we became the first non-socialistic bloc country to establish diplomatic relationship with China. So this point you can write it in your mains examination whenever you are getting a question regarding to China. Okay. The next visit, again we have already discussed, India rejects US criticism of Modi's Russia visit. The same thing we have discussed. See, we are telling, we are on a stand that, see, importance of appreciating the realities of a multipolar world. Okay, the realities of a multipolar world, we are telling, we are realizing it, and also we are having the strategic autonomy, and it's up to us. We will decide which country we should have which policy, and no country should comment on India's decisions to have what kind of bilateral ties we will have, because we are promoting strategic autonomy. The strategic autonomy is something that the spokesperson of the government told multiple times. So for us, strategic autonomy is the term you can use in your main answers. The next article is India drone tech sector set to soar, receives reliance from Austria. See, here we have to see about the drone technology in India, what are the components, and how the drone is being utilized in the defense sector, what are the applications, what are the classification, and also what are the regulations associated with the components. Are majorly four kind of, one is unmanned aircraft, control system, control link, and other related supported equipment. When doing the classification as per the 2021 drone rules, the nano, if it is less than 250 gram, then it is nano. If it is between 250 gram to 2 kg, it is micro. If it is between 2 kg to 25 kg, it is mini. If it is between 25 kg to 150 kg, it is small. And then it is above 150 kg, it means large. The applications: mapping and surveying, agriculture, emergency responses, then videography, aerial photo, disaster. In the case of disaster, we know in Karnataka right now we are having a rescue operation. There also this drone application, we are witnessing it, and for mining purposes also. And in defense service, we are using it for surveillance, search and rescue, maritime surveillance, combat drones, then counter terrorism operations. So now we should have an understanding of India's counter drone systems. The first one is the Indrajal. Okay, this is India's inaugural autonomous drone defense dome. And also we have we done the acquisition of MQ-9B armed drones from the United States too. Okay, and there are some related regulations also, aircraft security rules, then drones rules 2021, and we have some initiatives also, digital sky platform, no permission, no takeoff framework, PLI scheme for drones, drone Shakti scheme. Okay, so this is regarding India's drone industry. The next article, teaching mental well-being will reduce suicide. Dear students, why I included this article? Because see, this year economic survey even has pointed out, it's for the first time in the economic survey, they have pointed out, they have come up with, they put the observation, they made the observation regarding the mental health of the citizens of the country. Economic survey was on the opinion, the team of chief economic advisor was in the opinion that, see, if the mental health of the people are getting worse or getting distress, or if the mental well-being is not good, then it's going to have impact on the country's growth and development. So in that way, because of that reasons, it is included in the economic survey. See, this article is something that you have to read into, and the most important thing which have been discussed in this, I will just go through it. See, the country need, there is an article recently brought by the Lancet. So in that article, it was telling the urgent need for effective suicide prevention strategies in our country. See, around 1 lakh people are lost their lives committing suicide, and most of the people are between 15 to 29. And do India have such a kind of strategy? Yes, we have. It was launched in 2022 called National Suicide Prevention System. Okay. So see, suicide completely we cannot eliminate, but at least 20% of reduction should be done. At least 40,000 lives should be managed. Okay. Now the next article, India's illegal coal mining problem. Okay, this is very important article. Why? Because recently in Gujarat, in a mine, some people have lost, around 13 people have lost their life. Okay, so this is actually boosting, or it's actually making us more and more concerned about having a proper system in which the safety of the mining workers or the place as such is taken into consideration. Okay, so talking about the legal framework. So now talking about the legal framework, what all legal framework we are having? See, Coal Mines Nationalization Act. If the question is coming, you should be in a situation to got this. And in this Coal Mines Nationalization Act only, we have nationalized the coal mining in India, and also we have brought up some kind of eligibility for the mining operations. Okay, and see, illegal mining, who has to deal with this illegal mining? That is a question you can expect in prelims. The illegal mining, which is considered as a law and order issue, it is managed by the state governments. It is managed by the state governments. And what are the reasons for this illegal mining to happen? Why illegal mining is happening? See, there is a high demand for coal. So when there is high demand for coal, obviously the coal will be a source of economic income. So there is a high demand for coal. So for the India's energy need, we need it, and also poverty and unemployment. Since unemployment is there in the country, existing in the country, this coal mining, illegal mining, that is giving some job to the people, they are getting money. So actually, again, it is a reason for the rampant illegal mining. And weak enforcement, there are some coal mafias and political connections also associated with this, is again a challenge to the reasons for the increase in illegal mining. Okay, so these are the few things that we have to, and how we can enhance this particular, how we can make this places safer. First one, the strict, more enhanced enforcement, safety regulations, economic alternatives, and also policy implementation. So dear students, this article, see, India's illegal coal mining problem. See, there are two things connected. One, coal is a theme for UPSC. Coal is an area from where you can expect questions in UPSC, and see, this is something very dangerous, and something that the government have to take care, because this illegal mining, people are losing their life without proper supervision, no guidelines, nothing. So we discussed about the reasons why this illegal mining is getting hike in the country. The major reason is the unemployment only. Why? Because people are not having job. Since it is illegal, people are going towards this, and it is not regulated, it is not controlled, there is no system. So people will go, they just want money, just want the job. So unemployment is a problem for this India's illegal coal mining problem. So dear students, this is from my end for today's Know Your Today. I hope you enjoyed the session. We'll meet in tomorrow's session. Up until tomorrow, happy learning, enjoy learning. I hope you are fine and good. Happy learning from Vishnu IAS. Bye bye.